Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the rainy season through the country. For the international scene, UN mission contingent rotation to resume. Welcome to our newsroom. The end of summer rains has been abundant this year. These rains, called Karan or Karma, come after a very long drought to the great happiness, especially of the nomads. These rains are going to sprinkle on the whole national territory and should mitigate the effects of the drought. In the middle of the rainy season, these have affected the majority of territory and the national population, although necessary given the arid climate of our country. The rains that fell in the Republic of Djibouti has caused difficulties to move and circulate in the capital, especially on major roads. It is in this sense that the mobilization of the civil protection, the OVD, the ONEADA, the National Police and the City Council have worked tirelessly and energetically from Saturday night to Sunday. These institutions, each in charge of the management of the city, intervene in the many points of the capital, such as Engela, neighborhood 4-6, as well as the other districts and the commune of Bulaus. The head of state, Ismail Margele, is closely following the sanitation operation and the rapid restorations of mobility following the heavy rains that hit the country. After the torrential rains that fell yesterday evening on the capital under the instructions of the Colonel of the National Police, the elements of the National Police were mobilized to help the many pedestrians trapped by the waters. The roads being strongly affected by the rains, the transport buses could not function, leaving the population without means to return to their homes. All the necessary and human means of the police were mobilized through this evening. The vehicles of the National Police helped the population until late in the night to return home safely. The transport were made from the city center, from the neighborhood for the 4th district. It is to be noted that this is not the first time that the National Police does this kind of activity. The National Police is always ready to help the population in cases of emergency. The population to this effect held to thank the High Command of the National Police for this action. As part of the evacuations of wastewaters in the various neighborhoods of the city of Djibouti, the Directorate General of the Civil Protection is in collaboration with the Sub-Prefecture of the 2nd District has conducted a major operation to eliminate wastewater in some neighborhoods of the town of Bulaus. The agents of the Civil Protection have set up the pump engines to empty the sewage and help to control the situation. The streets of the Bulaus commune neighborhoods were filled with the waters and the population had difficulties starting their morning routine. The sub-prefect of the 2nd district, Mr. Heibe Hared Gadid, confirmed that this vast operation aimed at evacuating wastewaters in some neighborhoods of the commune of Bulaus. This work began collaboration between the National Directorate of Civil Protection and the sub-prefectures of the 2nd district to empty the sewage in the district of the commune. The sub-prefect of the 2nd district also did not forget to thank the officials and technical agents of the civil protection who were willing to work day and night. For his part, the commander of the civil protection said that the agents of the civil protection have set up the pump engines to empty the sewage and help the control of situations. The street of Bulaus commune neighborhoods were filled with the waters and the population had difficulty starting their morning routine. Heavy rains fell yesterday evening in the regions of Arta and caused flooding in the mountainous regions. These heavy rainfalls submerged all the streets of the chief towns and its localities in just a few minutes. At least 2 people, a mother and her daughters, were seriously injured and were transported to the CNSS hospital in the Chief Town after the wall of a house located in the outskirts of the villages of Wi'a collapsed. This heavy rain has removed the roof of 50 houses in the chief town of the region and its various localities. As our correspondent testifies, the National Meteorological Agency had warned at the beginning of the week that heavy rains were expected throughout the countries until 19 August 2022. These rains have also affected the localities of Kurtimale, Galba, as well as Karta and Laita. These rains has a godsend for the families who will be relieved. Until now, these populations were facing a recurrent drought. The waters of the Wadi Wi'a have fed the dam built by the Turkish cooperation in the town of Wi'a. These rains caused damage to a house blown by the wind, and 2 family members were reported injured at the site. The prefect of the region, Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, has organized first aid to help the victims and advised the population to remain vigilant in the face of the risks of further rainfall. In addition, the prefecture of Arta asks the users of the National Road 1 to take preventive measures and to remain always vigilant in front of the climate phenomena which can generate the traffic. In this season of Karma rain, heavy rains have fallen in the regions of Tajora, especially in the sub-prefect of Dorra, Randa, and Wi'ima sector. Yesterday, the rains affected some people in the coastal areas. After the rains, the water in the sub-prefecture of Dorra benefited from the nomadic population who suffered greatly from the drought and lack of water. The plain of Doda between Dorra and Balho is full of water, as you can see in this picture shot by our correspondent in Tujura. The wadis are in flood in the areas of Andaba plain, in the area of Balho near the Ethiopian borders. The rains of the Karma season are welcome for the nomadic families in this area, who will be relieved of the thirst problems that are very pronounced in the sub-prefect of Dorra. Rainfall also affected the Graptisan sector between Lakasala and Balho. Thanks to these rains, access to waters will be closer for nomadic families whose cattle were previously forced to travel dozens of kilometers to find water. Thanks to these rains, the climate will be more clement in the places affected by the Karma rains, and the livestock's food will also be improved but with the growth of grasses and plants that will regain their greenery. Unelected officials of the regional council of Tajora said that the mountain of Musa Ali, the living conditions of our people will be improved. The competition brought together several young players from the 2 villages of namely Dafenaitu and Gaura. In view of the success of this event, the organizers have promised to repeat the event next year. The next year on the programs athletics, traditional wrestling, Drabuda, Koso, Fareita, and Radeita. Several officials of the state in charge of sports, including the director of the region, Mr. Yusuf Abdallah, the regional deputy director, Ms. Madina Ali Dimbio, the coordinator of sports, Mr. Ahmed Ali, the deputy director of Mr. Guled Abdul Qadir Ahmed, and several personalities of the localities. By setting up this event, we want to revitalize the villages concerned and their inhabitants. It should be not forgotten that these localities have leisures, and by doing so, we hope to bring anew by allowing exchanges between the youth of the locality so that they can flourish and promote sharing between different generations, said Yusuf Ali, said you too, one of the leaders of the association. After the competition, the winners and losers were rewarded by the hand of the officials. It should be noted that through these activities, the leaders also hope to offer young people platforms where they can freely express their talents and especially promote traditional games and sport. The team of the Minister of Youth and Culture is led by Idris Musa Ahmed moved to Daaspio and Holhol and in Ali Sabih regions on Thursday, August 11, 2022. It is always within the framework of the safeguarding and the transmissions of the TSG to the new generation that the Minister of Youth and Culture organized the competitions of the traditional society games intra-regions. Once the team arrived in the city of Daaspio, famous for its historical and archaeological reputations, the whole population gave a warm welcome to the delegations. The ICTSD competitions went well in the CDC in different stages of 4 games. More than 70 people composed of young people, women and men played and developed the youth through the GST. On this occasion, the head of the delegation thanked the population of Daaspio for its fraternal welcome and conveyed the greetings of the Minister of Youth and Culture, who is committed to the revalorization of the national cultural heritage and its transmission through the publications of the kids and manuals and the numbers of these educational tools to the youth. He also emphasized that the availability to make discover and know the cultural wealth of the city around the world. On the sidelines of the competition, collections of games were conducted and 4 new games were discovered to practices the validity and the safeguarding of our cultural heritage in Daja. The mayor of the city of Djibouti went this morning to the maternity hospital of Dar al-Hanan to make a surprise gift to a young mother who gave birth to 3 boys, salutary gestures that reflects the greatness of the soul, the sympathy and nobility that characterize this great man, known especially for his generosity toward his compatriot and unconditional love for his country. Remember that this action is part of the programs of the mayor's office focused on the promotion and enhancement of patriotic actions, but also humanitarian for a more united Djibouti. As a great patriot, the mayor presented himself to these beautiful and happy mothers of beautiful children with the gifts in hand for each of these boys. It is a pride that a country is to have hospitals capable of taking care of our patients, especially the maternity with the sophisticated equipment. He also recalled that the city council will not be satisfied only with these gestures, but also intends to make the fathers of these children, his employees, participate in this event. In addition to the mayor of the city, the director of the hospital, Dar al-Hanan, and Dr. Waberi. For his part, the mayor of Djibouti City, Saeed Dawood Mohammed, said that it is a pride for our country to have a hospital capable to taking care of our patients, especially the maternity with the sophisticated equipment to succeed in their delivery operations, said. Konya has been living to the rhythms of the games since the official opening shows, conference on sport and meetings have started in very good conditions for the sports competitions. Djibouti table tennis players have played their first double and single men's match against the great nations of table tennis in their ball, the Maldives and Uganda and high country Turkey. Our youngsters lost to face to Maldives 3.0 and 3.2 to Uganda and 3.0 to Turkey. Our young table tennis players have done a very good performance on this side of the swimming competition. It's also young swimmers have made their entry today with the 3 athletes, Dawood Ali Harun in the breaststroke. For the international scene, UN missions troop rotations to resume. Troop rotations by UN peacekeeping mission in Mali will resume Monday. A mission spokesman said Saturday, a month after Malian authorities suspended them. Malian authorities have had said that the rotations would resume after discussions with the representation of the missions known as MINUSMA on how to coordinate troop deployments. A spokesman for UN MISMA said that the missions and the Malian authorities had agreed on a simplified rotationist procedure, and that the mission's request to resume rotations on Monday had been accepted. Relations between Mali and countries providing military aid remains strained. On Friday, Germany said it was suspended its military reconnaissance missions, which provides intelligence to and UN MISMA after Malian authorities refused a flight permit. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.